Arrived on scene and located an adult man down in the roadway. The unidentified victim was pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect was traveling northbound on Central Avenue when he struck, and no suspect or vehicle information has been released.
New details this morning about a deadly catfishing ordeal in Riverside. Police say a teenage girl is in protective custody this morning after a former law enforcement official she met online drove to California from Virginia. KTLA's Aaron Myers in the newsroom now with more on the story for us. Aaron, good morning.
Good morning, Jess. The man suspected of killing 3 Riverside residents and possibly abducting that teenage girl was killed in a shootout with San Bernardino County deputies. Investigators are trying to learn more about him and say he worked in law enforcement. 28-year-old Austin Lee Edwards is suspected of killing 3 members of the Winnick family on Friday morning in their Riverside home. It's then alleged he set the home on fire to cover it up. We're told Edwards drove from Virginia to Riverside after befriending Brooke Winnick's teenage daughter using the online deception known as catfishing. That is when someone pretends to be a different person than they actually are. Investigators believe he developed an online relationship with the teen and was able to obtain personal information from her, including her address.
Behind the scenes, behind that screen or that phone or that computer, they're a predator. They want nothing but to victimize these children for their own gratification. And that's why it's important for parents, educators, guardians, have these conversations with your children about the dangers of being on the internet, being on social media.
Police say when Edwards got to Riverside, he parked in a neighbor's driveway and walked into the Winnick's home, where he allegedly killed the teen's mother, 38-year-old Brooke Winnick, and her grandparents, 69-year-old Mark and 65-year-old Sherry Winnick, and then set the home on fire. He then dragged the teen to the car, and when neighbors noticed the commotion, they called police. It said Edwards then started driving back east. Hours after the homicide, Edwards' red Kia Soul was spotted on Highway 247 in San Bernardino County. SWAT was called in, and a pursuit began en Route 62 in Kelso. Investigators say Edwards started shooting at the SWAT vehicle and a law enforcement helicopter. At some point, his car ran off the road on Kelso-Sema Road. That's when the teen girl was able to escape, and Edwards was shot during a gun battle with deputies. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
We're going to keep my family's legacy in your hearts and go spread the love.
On Saturday, a vigil was held to honor the Winnicks. Those who knew them described them as a loving family. We are told Mark Winnick coached baseball at Arlington High School. At this time, it's not known how the 3 victims were killed. As for the suspect, he worked as a trooper in Virginia until October of this year. Investigators say he then got hired as a deputy with the Washington County Sheriff's Office just 4 days prior to the homicides. We are told the teenager was unharmed and placed into protective custody of the Riverside County Department of Public Social Services. At this time, investigators do not believe she played a role in the killings. In the newsroom, I'm Aaron Myers. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Aaron, thank you. Turning here to breaking news from Hawaii's Big Island, where the world's largest active volcano has started to erupt. Hawaii's Mauna Loa volcano is active for the first time in almost 40 years. The eruption began around 1:30 this morning. It cast an eerie red glow over Hawaii's night sky, and the intense heat could even be seen on satellite weather trackers. Officials say lava flows are contained to a small area around the volcano's summit, but an ash fall advisory is in effect. No evacuations have been ordered so far.
Take you to LAX this morning. Live look here, where airlines still working to recover after a weekend of mass flight cancellations due to wild weather on the East Coast. On Sunday alone, nearly 200 U.S. flights were canceled and more than 4,000 delayed. Travel troubles hit as millions of Americans were headed home from their Thanksgiving holiday. This is actually quite good. Earlier, lot of backup heading into LAX, but looks a lot better than it did. Conditions are improving today. Delays are down to 1,300 nationally, with just about 70 at LAX. Well, today is Cyber Monday, and the deals are still rolling in this
A
morning.
lot of people shopping online. Rich DeMuro, hi.
Hey, good
Rich.
morning. So far, I've not purchased anything this morning.
Oh, good for you.
I told my wife, I said, we're going to wait till we get home. We're done with the work day, and then we'll go through all the things that we want and kind of decide.
Okay, that's
Okay.
exciting.
But there
They
are
say to
some
have a
deals.
list. That's
Have a
very
list
smart.
And check it twice. I
Yeah.
would agree.
Not just for a
But this
while.
is one of my favorite days of the year. Cyber Monday, always one of my favorite shopping days of the year, because basically every website is offering some sort of deal. Here are a few tips to help you get the best value for your money.
Cyber Monday and how to locate items like the PlayStation 5.
You probably need something like Walmart Plus or Amazon Prime to really get early access to the stock of PS5s.
Still, with a bit of work, Swider says you can probably get one before Christmas. The Nintendo Switch and Xbox are more readily available. The Xbox Series S is $50 off. When it comes to TVs, Swider recommends spending about $400 on a 65-inch set, the current popular size.